Israel has given a stern warning to Egypt, saying it was giving the ongoing negotiations to secure a hostage deal one last chance before launching its long-planned ground offensive on Rafah between Gaza and Egypt. This warning has come right after Israeli officials and a top-level Egyptian delegation continued talks in order to discuss Tel Aviv's anticipated offensive in Rafah and efforts to reach a hostage agreement with the Hamas. Brian Thomas joins us for more details on this story. Brian, has there been any progress in negotiations?
Well, Uday, amidst this very, escalating tensions in the Middle East and even concerns about the potential spillover of this very conflict between both Israeli forces and Hamas into Rafah, which hosts multiple refugee camps, also Israel now issued a firm ultimatum post this and signaling that the ongoing negotiations for a hostage deal represented the final opportunity before launching a ground offensive in the strategic border area between both Gaza and Egypt. And following the talks also between both Israeli officials and high-ranking Egyptian delegation regarding Israel's anticipated offensive in Rafah and efforts to secure a hostage agreement with Hamas, Israel now emphasized that this represented the one last chance for ceasefire agreement before proceeding with its, planned military actions according to the very sources also that we are getting to know. And even from describing the negotiations as productive and focused, even a senior Israeli official also highlighted the gravitas of the Israel's attention regarding Rafah, while also noting that the Egyptian delegation's apparent willingness to exert pressure on Hamas to reach a resolution. Now, meanwhile, even the Egyptian delegations also they remained engaged in discussions with Israel, aiming to, advance long-standing efforts to secure the release of the hostages and even establish a ceasefire in Gaza. And even Egypt, which is a cognizant of the potential fallout from this very extensive Israeli offensive in Rafah, near its border, is now keen to prevent further destabilization in the region, giving that the area has become a refugee for approximately 1 million Palestinians fleeing recent conflicts. And even despite prolonged negotiations also facilitated by Qatar and Egypt, now there have been fundamental differences also in objectives that have hindered both Hamas and Israel from reaching a very compromise according to very reports. Now, talking about this very, Israel's intention is also to carry out a major offensive in, Rafah has encountered staunch opposition on the international front as well, particularly from the US. And even there was a recent video conference also between both the American and Israeli officials that was aimed at averting an Israeli ground offensive in Rafah, which was reportedly underscored strained relations and raised doubts about Israel's move for such actions, according to the very reports that they're giving you there.
Group Captain UK Devnath also, in fact, joins us. Group Captain Devnath, one last push for negotiations. Otherwise, it seems an on-ground offensive is on the anvil.
Oh, yes, Uday, Netanyahu has finally decided to take over Rafah, boots on ground.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.